Super secret podcast. We're not going live on Twitch, but we're hanging out and we're recording a really, I was going to say really short podcast, but it's not like going to be a really short podcast, but shorter maybe.
Speedrun podcast. We start the stream and end the stream.
Well, we've said that before that we're going to speed run a podcast, and then the podcast is still like hour and a half, 2 hours long. So I have to say I'm hoping for an hour. If you're listening to the podcast, you know, is it an hour? Is it an hour and a half? Is it 2 hours? God, I hope it's not 2 hours. You guys know. I don't. So, we'll see.
Only in the future.
Yes, time travel. Time travel is wheel when you're real. Wheel? Time travel is wheel. Ooh, woo.
Insert sound effect of burnout.
Love burnout. Love me some burnout. All right, so you said Burnout, so I want to say Burnout. Burnout 3 takedowns on this list, but video games from 2004, Half-Life 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Halo 2, World of Warcraft, Unreal Tournament 2004, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, The Sims 2, the original Far Cry, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Doom 3, Dawn of War, Warhammer 40k Dawn of War, Prince of Persia Warrior Within, Star Wars Battlefront, original, Need for Speed Underground 2, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Sorry, let me...
For context, Steven mentioned in the interim that 2004 was probably one of the best years for video game releases for AAA titles.
Yeah, somebody else was hitting the list of games that came out in 2004 somewhere else, and I was like, wow, that is a really good year of video games. By the way, Fable, Ratchet and Clank, Sly 2, the Spider-Man 2 video game, which it's a pretty good Spider-Man game back in the day. Having gone over to friends' houses and played Spider-Man 2, like briefly, that's a pretty good Spider-Man game. Welcome to the Battle Science Podcast. I am Steven, a.k.a. A Boy in the Woods, joined as always by Jesse, a.k.a. Rocket Diamond J.
Hey, everybody.
Super short Battle Science Podcast. We are mid-April. You had me worried we were much farther into April, like a couple days ago.
With what, the tournament?
Yeah, we're still a little bit out.
We have 2 weeks to play 2 rounds.
No. Portland. You said Portland's in a week. You said Portland's in a week, and I'm like, no, it's not. I was like, I almost guarantee you, but you put doubt into my mind, and it started infecting everything. And then I looked at the calendar, and I'm like, okay, good, we're still a ways out.
It's
of this close.
Recording, we're 3 weeks.
It's close. 2.5. 2.5 weeks out of Portland. As of recording. It is April 19th, 2023. We are recording this on a Wednesday because Tuesday was whack. Sorry, I never explained to you why I wasn't here, but the Kraken were playing a playoff game, and I went to the watch party, and it was awesome. So the Kraken won their first ever playoff game. Congratulations, Kraken. We have at least 3 more games to go. 4 if we lose all of the rest of them in a row. But we won one, so congratulations. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. So, stuff and things. The other people and things that make me happy are the people over at patreon.com/battlescience. Patreon.com/battlescience. You can go over there and back us at the $1 tier or more. Where is my mouse? There is my mouse. You can go over to patreon.com/battlescience, back us at the $1 tier or more, and get access to the Battle Science podcast early. That's a fight. Battle Science podcast early. Battle Science After Dark podcast, which is a Patreon exclusive. Or you can back us at the $5 tier and become a Patreon podcast producer, like the wonderful Patreon podcast producers for the month of April: Evo Stevo, Winston the Champ, J Mar, and Dan P, a.k.a. Sorov. Thank you to our 4 wonderful triple Ps for backing us here at the $5 tier or more. Actually, all at the $5 tier. Exactly $5. I forgot to hit start on my stopwatch. Look at me go. Look at me go. I believe that's it. Patreon, Twitch. Do the things. Follow us. Stuff. Things. We're working on things.
Join us on the socials.
Yeah. Hang out in the Discord. Nothing against, nothing against that. Do the stuff and things.
Also, if you're one of the people jumping in the Discord, and I know a lot of people get lost because there are a lot of channels and different categories in the Discord. If you ever get lost, you can tag me or Steven or ask anybody else in the server if you're looking for, like, if you're joining to play in the self tournaments. I know that channel is kind of hidden down there on the side panel, but you can at somebody in the server, or just ask. Feel free to ask questions, but hop in, come join in on the shenanigans. We have been doing the Self Arena tournament for Polka Dot Cup for this month, and recently we also have been doing some of the is it a 6-star raid for
7-star
7-star raids?
Scarlet and Violet 7-star raids.
Yep. And then also doing trades and helping people finish their dexes. But all good time, all good fun over in the Battle Science Discord.
Oh man, I keep thinking I'm going to burp and then I don't. And it's kind of painful. I've got to buy this round. I'm excited. I get to hang out. But you want to know what doesn't have a buy this round?
What's that?
The news.
Maybe if it loses enough.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
Bro, don't joke around with me about the news taking L's. The one person that didn't take L's this past weekend at the European EUIC, European Union International Championship?
European International Championship.
Okay.
EU is
is
the
just
abbreviation.
European.
Like ours is NA. North
American. Okay. EUIC, April 15th and 16th. The champion is Tonton Betus from France. I'm going to pop up in their Twitter and see. Thomas. Tonton Betus. I'm butchering that. I guarantee it. If you want to correct me, do feel free to send a virtual face slap via the interwebs and tell me, no, Steven, you're wrong. You've pronounced it incorrectly. But they won the EUIC tournament for Pokemon Go. They ran with a Shadow Charizard, a Registeel, a Shadow Dragonair, a Lickitung, a Metacham, and a Shadow Alolan Ninetales.
No Noctowl, no Trevenant, no Lantern.
Triple Shadow, which is kind of impressive. I think I like the removal of Trev just because it has a handful of weaknesses that show up.
Consistently enough.
Pretty consistently. It performs very well, but it has a handful of consistent weaknesses. Swapping that in for Dragonair, I think is a great idea. Dragonair doesn't perform at that same consistency level. It performs consistently, but it doesn't have that same... It doesn't fit that same wheel. It's not a one-to-one swap.
Right.
But I love how the neutrality of Dragon Breath, and I don't know what they were running as far as... Do you know what they were running as far as fast moves? Was it...
Fast moves on what?
Or charge moves, sorry. Charge moves on...
Aqua Tail Body Slam.
Aqua Tail Body Slam. It's pretty solid. It's...
But you're not using it for that. You're just shredding with Shadow Dragon Breath.
Exactly.
And the benefit with Dragonair is the only thing it fears is Steel and Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe outside of a random Obama Snow or Wall Rain that happens to appear, or Frostlass.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, you don't see... The most ice you see is coming from Ninetales.
Exactly.
Alolan Ninetales specifically. The other thing that can really mess up Dragonair, if not shielded, is Trev. Because Trev still rips with Shadow Claw, but the benefit is that Dragonair rips just as quick with Dragon Breath, unresisted.
Yeah.
And I think with the rise of Steel types and Nidoqueen's disappearance, there's no reason to run fairies. Because most of your fighting is now being beat out by things with wing attack like Noctowl and Charizard. But that's where the lanterns come in, is they are there to answer for your Metacham's fighting or weakness, coverage, and flying.
What is he doing? What is
He's
HR
being
doing?
a goober.
HR's being a goober right now.
But
Still
I
a
do
goober.
like the team. Lickitung's a very unique one. With their team specifically, 3 shadows and 3 tanks. You can mix and match any of those combinations, and they usually do pretty well. Most of the matches I watched of Tauntaun, Dragonair was either Dragonair or Charizard piloting the ship, and the others were support. And then Dragonair or Charizard with the wing attack buff has just become a monster, if not respected. It has become the new. I'm trying to think like what would be a good early meta equivalent. It was. Let's see. It's the thing that you give your shields to, more or less, and it does the work it needs to. The others are just either a swap in and take the hit, or a martyr, I guess would be the word I'm thinking of. But yeah, Charizard or Dragonair and his team combination were the ones that.
Parker, you're knocking the stand and you're making noise. Hey, Parker, lay down.
HR is being so lovey today.
Lay down, Parker. Parker, lay down.
He'll get there. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on Tauntaun's team.
Lay down. Lay down, Parker.
There he goes.
Good. Congratulations. And holy cow, day 2 is a huge tournament.
This also was this is international, so of course it's a little bit bigger.
The next bit of news that we have that I believe is all for competitive. Next bit of news we have here is Sustainability Week, which technically starts, I think, tomorrow.
Yep.
Thursday,
Tomorrow.
April 20th. 420, baby. I'm going to let the people that indulge. Sustainability Week 2023, Bounce Suite, Drillbur, and more. Starts Thursday, April 20th. And goes until Wednesday, April 26th, so not entirely a week. Bounce Suite, the fruit Pokemon will make its Pokemon Go debut. Bounce Suite, Steenie, and Serena will be added to the game. Don't worry, they are not super fantastic competitively.
Unless you're talking about Unite. In Pokemon Unite, Serena's a monster.
I've heard things about that. I started listening to a one-off podcast about Pokemon Unite and some of the updates and stuff, and Serena was being talked about a lot. Wild encounters for Sustainability Week. Sustainability less than a week. Squirtle, Shelder, Wailmer, Drillbur, Cottony, Petalil, Dwebble, Fungus, and Froakie. And if you are lucky, you might encounter Larvitar, Binnacle, and Bounce Suite. Drillbur is important here. I would also say so is Whimsicott, because it got a move update and got Fairy Wind. We could see another adjustment here to make Whimsicott all that more better.
Also, to note on the spawns from the encounter from the wild, Shelder, Shroomish, and Trubbish from research all give bonus to extra Stardust.
Doesn't Dwebble give bonus?
No.
Oh.
But majority of those other outside of Bounce Suite, Petalil also can now be shiny in the wild.
Yes, Drillbur now has its shiny released as of this event, which is cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool one. It goes to like a... What's the pink camo that you can get as like a skin for your gun in most like Call of Duty or Modern Warfare games? It's the pink and black.
I have no idea.
But But you know what I mean, right?
Kinda.
It's like it's not Arctic camo, but it's the pink instead of the blue.
Urban camo?
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Bro, I don't play Call of Duty. I don't know these things.
Bruh.
Yeah, deal with it.
Also, Binacle shiny available too. Remember that nice little neon?
Yeah, it's got a weird one. Eggs. These are 7K eggs. They initially said 2Ks, but that's a lie. They're from 7K eggs, and they're probably also bundled with other stuff. Cherubi, Drillbur, and Bounce Sweet. Event bonuses. If your buddy Pokemon is an Ultra Buddy or higher, it will bring you souvenirs more frequently. Your buddy Pokemon will accompany you on the map longer after being fed. If your buddy Pokemon is a Great Buddy or higher, it will bring you leaf-wrapped gifts more frequently. These gifts will contain berries more often, and they may even contain a silver pineapple berry, and there is half distance to earn hearts with your buddy Pokemon. Timed research. Sustainability Week. Themed research will be available throughout the event. Complete the research tasks to earn items, encounters with the following Pokemon, and more. Drillbur, Trubbish, and Bouncesweet. Field research task encounters. Sustainability Week field research task encounters will be available. The following Pokemon will be available to encounter when you complete select field research tasks. It's just Drillbur. Which makes me wonder how rare is going to be the Drillbur encounter tasks.
Watch them make it AR scans.
Maybe, but that doesn't really go with the Sustainability Week maybe theme, so I don't know entirely. New avatar items. Oh my goodness, this one's kind of glorious, I will say. They kind of outdid themselves. The artists outdid themselves when it came to this outfit. New avatar items will be available to purchase. Bouncesweet hat, Steenie shirt, and Serena boots. Have you seen these?
Yeah, I'm looking.
That's wild. I wish they went ham like this on all outfits, to be honest. It's like if a Pokemon themed outfit and a Lady Gaga outfit like did a little bit of mixing. It's out there. I'm not a super big fan of the pink and green, but like the outfit itself is like
it's very spring.
It's whack. It's whack, and I'm down for that vibe. Primarily this event, I would say, look for Drillbur. There's a couple of PvP ones. I'm sure everyone has their own goals here. I don't have a Hundo Squirtle, so maybe I'll look out for a Hundo Squirtle. More Drillbur candy and more Drillbur catches. I'm sure you want to mirror Drillbur, like, a ton.
Yes.
I'd love the shiny Cottony, so...
I'm waiting to see if nests get messed up tomorrow.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
Had a couple locals report nests in the greater Washington area for Drillbur.
That's a surprise.
I'm going to be surprised if those stay tomorrow.
Yeah, they will probably change.
They'll probably be just taken off the nest rotation.
At least for the event.
Yeah. Which is also the means it's kind of nice because I can just go sit on a 5-stop and drop lures and hope they pop.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, lures are still 3 hours for this event.
Really?
It's for the season.
Season-wide they're 3 hours?
Yes.
I did not know that. Wow. All right. That's pretty impressive.
Wait.
Are
Hold.
you double-checking that?
Yeah, no, it's over.
That's kind of what I thought. I didn't think it was 3 hours. So...
When did that end? Now I'm sad.
So the one little thing, if you looked on Niantic's Twitter and went off of the event bonuses via Niantic's Twitter, or the Niantic Twitter infographic for Sustainability Week, Niantic support about an hour and a half ago stated, "Trainers, we'd like to clarify that there is an error with our infographic for the Sustainability Week event bonuses. The stated, quote, half distance to earn candy with your buddy Pokemon, end quote, will not be available as a bonus for this event." So it seems that was added to the infographic in error. The buddy distance to earn candy is remaining the same. Though you will have... No, you get... Yeah, it's kind of just an utter downgrade. It's really not all that impressive. So it's an interesting choice, I guess, to, I don't know. I just have to sigh. It's a bit of a disappointment that they would have to come out and say, hey, by the way, we messed up. Rather than just saying, hey, we messed up and let's just put that in the game. But I guess they really don't want to reduce Legendary's walk distance from 10 kilometers to 5. Because that's such a big deal.
You mean 20?
Is it 20? It goes down to... it's 20?
It's 20 or 25.
Jesus. I
think it's even more for Mythics. I can check.
double check that for me. Yeah, that's wild. The fact that they don't want to reduce that is... not necessarily they don't want to, but the fact that they aren't doing it here is a bit ridiculous.
So Mewtwo's 20.
Mewtwo's 20, so that would reduce it down to 10. Oh, no.
What's another Mythic? Melmetal's a Mythic, right?
Yes. I would check... yeah, check Melmetal and then check Deoxys. Because you can't trade Deoxys.
But you can trade Melmetal.
But you can trade Melmetal. But they're both theoretically Mythics.
Yeah, it's still 20.
Okay. I mean, defitters are still going to defit.
Yeah.
So...
this doesn't affect them at all.
No. No, but your average player, like, that's a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, the only benefit for me is that means my Chansey will get to best friend sooner.
Oh, the
Hearts.
You get hearts faster for walking?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do on getting best buddies with Pokemon. A lot of work.
Well, you could always be like Proto Man and do 5 different rotations during the day.
Maybe I just don't care quite enough. I think
that's your general player base. They just throw a Pokemon that has some sort of requirement to evolve and forget that they put it there.
I can do at most maybe 2. There's no way I'm going to be able to do 5. That is ridiculous.
He has an alarm set for each one.
That's beyond my means. I have an alarm set for buddy interactions so I don't reset that 20-day timer.
Yeah.
So
How many
far,
of
it's
you
worked.
listeners have had that happen so far? And not just this one. There's been a couple of times they've done something like this.
It's been a stop for like 15 days in a row or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm at 9 out of 20 earn a heart with your buddy 20 days in a row. I have a timer set for right after work. So when I get off work and I go to my car, my alarm goes off. If I haven't already, do a quick treat with my buddy and then move on.
That's it.
Yep.
What was the other one? There was a couple of Discord servers that set up a role and a bot that would remind you every day at a certain time. It would tag you and go over a friendly reminder, feed your buddy. Get that heart interaction.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it.
It reminds me one of the Pokemon Go, I guess, I don't know if I'd call them a content creator, the one that whenever someone says they're going to delete their account, they're the first ones to ask for it.
Yep.
Lauren, I think, is their name or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They were feeling super depressed. This is from one of their Twitter posts, and they missed getting a daily stamp because they didn't want to play the game for the first time since 2018.
Wow, that is consistency. That is impressive.
I think you'd be surprised to see how many people have done that every day. Like the 7, never miss a streak reward. I'll tell you what, if you're someone in our Discord or someone that listens to our show, and you are someone that has consistently never, ever missed a stamp, a spin, or a catch for the day, and can screenshot your 7-day in a consistent thing, you'll get a thumbs up from me. I don't have anything cool to give because I've learned my lesson about giving things out. But I know me personally, back when we first ran through COVID and I got my first wave of it, that I missed and I got everything mixed up. So now my spin, reward, daily catch, and stamp are all on 3 different days.
Oh, I've messed that up constantly.
You could easily reset it. You just get to the 7-day stamp and then don't play till they all reset.
Yeah. Or just skip one day. And it
Yeah.
should. Well, no. Yeah, if you want to sync up your research breakthrough, that's where it gets weird. But
Yeah.
your spin and catch streak,
You can reset that.
you can reset that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little bonus coming to the Sustainability Week event. Mythic Pokemon Shaman arrives in free special research. Trainers, after initially appearing during Pokemon Go Fest 2022, it seems the mythical Pokemon Shaman, the Gratitude Pokemon, is now featured in global special research. This special research is free and will be available to all trainers. Complete it to encounter Shaman, and it's in its land for me. Trainers who caught Shaman during Pokemon Go Fest 2022 will still be able to access and complete the special research, and they will have the opportunity to encounter Shaman again. This is Shaman
Hedgehog.
4
3.
for us?
3. Because we got in the land form. We got the flying form. This will be another land form.
Is this 4? I have 2 flying forms and a land form.
Oh, wow.
Let me double check that these have
All the shamans. If they were caught from an event, it would tell you too.
Go Fest. Caught during special research in August. Go Fest in August. So my second flying is from the day after Go Fest. My first flying is from Go Fest, and my land form was from June 5th, which would have been...
Was that the global one?
That's a big jump in between Go Fests, though.
Yeah, because I think we had the global one first in June.
Oh,
And
that's
then-
right. And then it was in different locations throughout that season. That's right.
Yep. Our Seattle was in August.
That's right. Okay. So, yeah, this is number 3. This would be number 4.
This will be number 4.
Yes.
Thankfully, Shaman's not good and competitive.
It's cool, but no, you're right. And it's too high for Little
Oh.
Cup.
For anyone that doesn't know, put Landform Shaman as your buddy and feed it a berry.
Why?
It does a cool little thing on the map.
It flies around?
Nope.
Oh, land form?
Yeah,
Does it roll up in a ball like Sonic?
better. You should try it.
No, not right now. Remind me later.
Okay. But yeah, put Landformy as your buddy, feed it a couple berries, and run around with it. There are nice little hidden Easter eggs like that in the game.
Gratitude is spreading globally. The special research story, Grass and Gratitude, will be available for all trainers for free starting Sustainability Week, starting April
the beginning
20th,
of
10 a.m.
Sustainability.
local time. Trainers who complete the special research will earn an encounter with the mythical Pokemon Shaman. It turns out the Shaman has been sighted in the area, but Professor Willow needs your help to track it down. Assist Professor Willow, and perhaps the gratitude you show on the way will be key in finding this elusive Pokemon.
The Sun and Moon anime did a really cool way of introducing Shaman into the show.
It was in the show and not in a movie?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, it feels like with every generation there's like more mythics and legendaries to the point where they just can't put them all in a movie.
Right, yeah.
They
And
just
they're
don't
not all
have
worth the movie, to be honest.
You're not wrong.
But no, the Sun and Moon anime, if you want to check it out, no spoilers. I want to say it's 2/3 of the way through the Alola season, a series. They go to an island and something really cool happens, and it kind of ties in with Shaman being the gratitude Pokemon.
Is it like Thanksgiving but for Pokemon?
No, yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. No, I don't want to.
You can just also go to Google and search Sun and Moon Shaman episode, and it'll pull up the episode, and you can just watch that too.
Mm-hmm. All right, so surprise, this weekend, celebrate the trap Pokemon Stunfisk and Galarian Stunfisk with a limited research day. Trainers, don't be shocked. Someone's arriving to steal the show. This isn't a trap. We're excited to announce a new limited research day featuring Stunfisk and Galarian Stunfisk. In addition, for the first time in Pokemon Go, you'll be able to encounter Shiny Stunfisk. This is Unova Stunfisk. Since
So they're finally putting Unova in.
Yep, since Galarian Stunfisk Shiny has been out.
I wonder if they heard us.
I'm sure they heard the community in general.
Yeah.
Head out and collect those field research tasks to see how many Stunfisks you can encounter. Stunfisk Limited Research Day, Sunday, April 23rd, 2023 from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. So Stunfisk Limited community hours.
2 to 5. Yep.
2 to 5. It's not a day. I want to swear. Come on, guys. Get a W. Change your wording or expand the hours. It's not hard. Limited field research tasks will be available when you spin photo discs at Pokestops. Complete them to encounter either Stunfisk or Galarian Stunfisk. Event bonuses, you'll have an increased chance of encountering Shiny Stunfisk and Shiny Galarian Stunfisk. Wild encounters. The following Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild. Sandshrew, Diglett, Gligar, Swinub, Fanpea. That's right. There's no H on the second P. Fanpea. Larvitar, Numel, Barboach, Baltoy, Hippopotas, and Drillbur. Oh, by the way, Drillbur is also being featured here as well. And is shiny. All of these Pokemon that are being featured here are shiny. So
Good portion of those are also good for competitive.
yes. Yes. So Dugtrio will be good when Dig gets buffed. Gligar and Gliscor. Piloswine and Mamoswine, not really, but they're getting...
Mamoswine for Master League, definitely.
That's true. That's true. It is getting a Community Day rerun. We'll talk about that here in a moment.
Fanpea did get a couple new moves with the Donphan.
Yes, Donphan has also had the Charm and Counter combo for fast moves, so it's got options. Also, if it got Dig, it'd be pretty good.
Larvitar to T-Tar. T-Tar, I know there's some people that don't have a hundo. Also, T-Tar will eventually get a Mega, along with Numel. So if you want to get those queued and ready to go for when that comes out.
Barboach's evolution Wish Cash is very solid. Baltoy's evolution Claydol is solid in niche metas as a ground psychic. Hippopotas's evolution Hippowdon has a lot of versatility with all of the different fangs. And then, of course, Drillbur and Excadrill are basically kind of sort of discount performance-wise versions of Galarian Stunfisk. So
In Master League, they're the discount Groudon. Before Groudon got Precipice Blades, it was the more optimal ground type for Master League, just because it could drill run twice as often as you could Earthquake with Groudon. One thing to note for this event, ground type Megas to bonus catch for all of these spawns.
all of these.
Primal Groudon, Swampert, Steelix, Camerupt, and I think that's it for what we have available.
Camerup's
It's not available yet.
not
That's
available
right.
yet. It's not
Sorry.
out yet. Which
What a
this would
missed
be
opportunity to put it out.
yeah, this would be an interesting time to put it out, but Stunfisk takes the focus here.
I think that's what I have for ground type Megas available right now.
That sounds about right. So this, if you're listening to this ahead of time and you don't have a Galarian Stunfisk for PvP, this is the event to get a bunch. Now, the downside is it sounds like the Stunfisk are going to be research rewards. So they're not going to have ideal PvP IVs. You're going to have to
find a
trade
stranger and trade with them.
Exactly. But this is the event where they're going to be out and about. They were out and about in a previous event. I couldn't tell you what event it was. The Let's Go event. They were
The
out and
original
about.
release, yeah.
Well, this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, that Let's Go event, they were all over the place. That would have been, I think, maybe the better time to go get them. But if you didn't get them that time, now is the time to...
Or if you want to stock up on some candy.
Absolutely.
Personal note, the Galarian Stunfisk, obviously the more adamant of the two for competitive, but Unova Stunfisk is also a very fun one to use in unique metas because it offers that ground and electric typing, which is very unique. Also very spammy. I'd actually be curious to know if it beats Lantern. I don't think it does. I think Lantern just outbulks it enough, and then Surf does enough that Stunfisk can't do anything about it. But yeah, go out, catch some ground types. If you have, the time, don't feel like you need to play this event. It's just one of those things where people were saying, hey, nothing's going on in Pogo, and they're like, okay, here, ground event.
They might have had this planned for a while, but it does feel, with the announcement, it does feel very last minute. It's very unfortunate. So, and in one full week and a couple days, April 2023 Community Day Classic Swinub. Saturday, April 29th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Trainers, Community Day Classic returns in April. This event will feature the pig Pokemon Swinub. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. Featured attack, Mamoswine, Evolve, Piloswine, Swinub's evolution. During the event or up to 2 hours afterwards from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. to get a Mamoswine that knows the charge attack Ancient Power. Field research tasks. Swinub-themed field research will be available. Catch Swinub to earn rewards such as a Sinnoh Stone, Stardust, Ultra Balls, and more.
The competitive aspect for Mamoswine with Ancient Power, you can, if you don't already have one, try and get one with Ancient Power, but it does perform generically better with Avalanche and high horsepower now.
Oh, it's right. It's got high horsepower. Doesn't both Piloswine and Mamoswine have high horsepower?
Yep.
That's very nice. And Swinub is not very big, so it doesn't get high horsepower. It gets small horsepower.
It gets dig. If only, right?
We need Will-O-Wisp, and we need to buff Dig. Make Dig better. Make Dig great again.
I dig.
Let us dig. Let us dig Doug.
See, now I don't know if you're old enough to remember that game.
Dig Dug? They had it at the Scott's Dairy Freeze.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I played it.
Yeah.
Also, there was an Atari Arcade Classic compilation game for the Game Boy Advance that I had. So I would play Dig Dug and Galaga and a couple of other games.
Now, for all those people that have no idea what we're talking about, those are boomer games.
You could have chosen any other phrase to describe them, but you went there, so I mean, I guess so.
Well, that would have been a Gen X, wouldn't it?
I have no idea. You're doing the Hannibal Buress shooting his special guest and just being like calls these games boomer games. Who would call these old games old?
Retro players.
It was you. You're the one that just
I opened that can.
Dig, man. You just throw shade, man, I guess.
Do you dig it?
Can you dig it?
Kellogg's Diggums.
All right, that's a reference I don't get.
Ooh, finally.
Event bonuses: 3 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. Incense, excluding daily adventure incense, activated during the event will last for 3 hours.
Dang.
Lure modules activated during the event will last for 3 hours. Take a few snapshots during Community Day Classic for a surprise. Surprise, it's Swinub. I ruined it for you. Take that. You thought you'd be surprised, but it was me, Dio.
Dio the Swinub.
Yeah. Give him a big spiky hair.
Afro.
Dio
Or not the
doesn't have
afro, the mohawk.
Yeah.
For
Does he have is it a mohawk or is it it's like vertical pompadour?
Ooh.
I don't know what it's called. I'd have to ask my barber, see what he knows, or Google it. The incense is a Community Day standard. You
Yep.
popped off like incense. It's like, no, that's on all.
No, you're
Community
right. I
Days.
forgot this was a classic.
Yeah. Next weekend. I thought it was this weekend, and I was going to be like, I'm going to hate myself Saturday, and I'm going to hate myself Sunday. I don't know if you know this. There's playoff game number 3 for the Kraken on Saturday.
This coming Saturday?
This coming Saturday. So I thought I was going to have community day and then go to a watch party because I don't have tickets. This is it's the first home game of the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't have tickets for it. So I thought I was going to do community day, watch party, and then Sunday I thought I was going to do the Stunfisk hours and then go to a concert. And then Monday work the Kraken game I have tickets for. Tuesday, concert. Wednesday, work, die. Yeah, you know how I was joking about getting a Camelback and filling it with an energy drink? Yeah, I'm probably going to do that.
Okay.
Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. Wednesday night, I'm going to die. I'm going to come home Wednesday night from work, and I'm going to pass out at promptly 3:30.
Did you take Thursday off?
No, I can't.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was going to take Wednesday off. I asked a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and they're like, sorry, 2 other people are going to be out. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to be running on
Fumes.
single digits. Well, 8 hours is already
Most
single
people
digits.
do single digit sleep.
Single digit sleep. I'm going to be running on very little sleep for about a week. I'm going to have to be filling in for a person, my job, and a person and a half's other jobs. So, yeah.
Should I check in and make sure you're still alive?
Make sure I'm asleep. Make sure I'm home Wednesday night, like Wednesday afternoon. Make sure I'm home, that I made it here, and then send me a message. And if I don't reply or anything, then I'm probably asleep, which is a good thing.
So I just heard everyone in Discord tag Steven.
No! I need you to kick rocks. I need you to kick Geodude so it can explode in your face, please.
Oh, mentioning that, Casey and I, the roommate, popped in Stadium and played free battle randomizers. And I got a Voltorb with self-destruct. And that was fun.
Wolf. I guess I was seeing clips of like one of the more recent episodes of the anime. But I guess in the Pokemon anime, there's a couple of characters that are like in love with blue Pokemon. And they encounter the shiny Voltorb and it explodes on one of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, oh, that's good.
But the anime is canon to, oh, it fainted? I can still catch it.
Oh,
They don't have game rules apply.
Whatever.
Look at Ash, the champion of dodge.
Sure. It's complicated. Let them fight. Why do the refs insist on getting in there? Let them fight.
Helmet came off, bro.
Game managers. They're not refs. They're game managers.
Glorified babysitters.
Yeah. Thereabouts.
But yeah, Swinub Community Day Classic. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Choco Clucks. Big Nose Marty. Big Nose Swinub.
The big snoot.
Oinks all of Johto.
It was a Johto Pokemon, wasn't it?
Look out, Sinnoh. You're next. Mamoswine. I find those... I would love to go back to Johto and have Mamoswine be in Johto again. Like, let those evolutions come back to their original gens and mix up some of the decks of, like, some of the Pokemon from the new regions have then migrated back to the original generation regions. Just freshen it up. I'd love to see that in a remake thing. It wouldn't even be a remake at this point. Just freshen up
we
the
kind of
original
get that
gens.
with Go. That's probably the closest thing.
Right, but like we're not exploring Kanto. We're not exploring Kanto, and we don't
You're
see
right.
like a Dreepy or something. Like,
You're right.
or a Galarian Tauros. Someone's like, I got a Galarian Tauros. Do you know what this... Bro, I got this weird looking Tauros from somebody. Like, check it out. And they throw it out, and you're like, whoa.
This is a shiny Tauros.
That's not a regular Kanto Tauros, and that's not a shiny Kanto Tauros. Where'd you get this Tauros from? Place called Paldea. You're like, whoa, mind blown. Mind blown. You're seeing it in Kanto? Be sick.
Right.
Yeah. I really do think that they could go back and freshen up those areas. You take the map, you scale it up, you fudge some of the areas and the zones and the wild spots so you have more space to explore. You could add in some subplot side quest things, and then put in some of the Pokemon from the more recent gens. Keep your 151, but maybe bump it up to 200 that are in that zone. And you can put the
Sounds
Johto
like a balancing issue.
potentially, but they've done it with the more recent games. Plus the fact that you, with your experience with whichever of the original games you played, Blue, Red,
Yeah.
your experience with Gen 1 is different than my experience with Gen 1 because you had the meta in Red and Blue is entirely different than the meta in Fire Red Leaf Green because they included IVs at that point. Did abilities exist in?
Nope.
So abilities were in Fire Red Leaf Green and a bunch of other stuff were included in.
Special split wasn't there.
Exactly. So like the entire meta adjusts by the time you have there to there. And I think at this point, it's not going to be as drastic.
You also had all of your types outside of Fairy.
True. That's right, because Steel and Dark were both in the game at that point.
Gen 2.
Yeah. So you go back to Kanto with some of these adjustments, and then you add in some additional Pokemon.
The only things that would change in Kanto, if we're including Fairy, would be that Magnezone now becomes a Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And Clefairy and Jigglypuff have Fairy added to them.
Mm-hmm.
But in Gen 1, Fairy didn't have any big threats outside of... it only attacked the Dratini line. That's it. That was the only dragon.
Yeah. So you can go back in, you add in a couple more, you shift it a
The
little
biggest
bit.
issue with Gen 1 is Psychic just had no coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Bug Bite. Now you have X-Scissor. Those things didn't exist back then. The only bug move, the only hitting bug move was Pin Missile. Oh, no, I stand corrected. Pin Missile and Twin Needle.
Okay.
Which Beedrill had Twin Needle. Also weak to Psychic because it was poison.
Mm.
And Jolteon.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, so I think if you adjust things, I would really enjoy that. By the way, this is a tangent. We're filling time because we've already hit all of our bits, and we're sub 1 hour. So,
Oh my!
high fives.
Did we successfully do a speed run?
We successfully did a speed run. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
I mean, I try to avoid all the negativity on Twitter. There's a lot of...
It's tiring. I mean, suffice it to say, Jesse and I are very fatigued with, I'm sure with most of everyone else. The overall state of the game does not help. Our burnout with Go, and then life happens, and we're just kind of we're really tired. So
I think for me, it's just I've been loading my plate with too much stuff. I've got things I have to figure out, things I need to deal with, and it's the fun part of getting older. My birthday was on Monday, and the doctor, all the stuff they say, things that I have to look at the bigger picture. And Pokemon Go, I don't know how much longer that'll be there. The one thing that I will say about Pokemon Go that keeps me playing even now 6 years later is the ability to go out and have a reason to go outside. And as bad as that sounds, like my roommate is a big, I don't want to say hippie. What would you call somebody that's really enthusiastic about going off the trail when hiking? Would that be an adventurer?
Maybe. I don't know if I would really call him an adventurer.
He likes to go up into the mountains and go hiking where there's no cell phone reception.
Unironically, very excited to be hiking.
Yes.
He's one of those people.
We went on a big trail yesterday, and he knows I get upset when I go out into the forest and I can't play Pokemon Go. And it's like, at one point he's like, "Oh no, you have to look at nature and wildlife and enjoy where you are and natural beauty of where you live."
What if I don't want to?
I was like, "But what if I want to do that and play Pokemon Go?" And he's like, "You have a problem."
You could become one with nature. I don't feel like it.
I did get some fun picks, and there were some times where I could get service and do some fun AR pictures, but I think going out and walking and then doing AR pictures with Pokemon Go has been one of the things that kind of keeps me playing it. We had raid hour tonight, Tapu Bulu. Again, I ran into the encounter multiple times where you go to invite a friend and it says this person has hit their daily limit, and it basically wastes an invite. So it's like, okay, cool. But now Niantic has made it so you can invite more people after a certain amount of time. But it is hard for me to engage my local community to want to play the game. And it's not getting better. Like, the one incentive I've been able to do lately is I'll drop a couple gold lures before raid hour, and that'll draw some people out, but 2 people came out tonight for 4 lures.
Mm-hmm. Had I known, I might have run out there and joined you.
But
not that I need the items, not that I need the coins, but I'm not against either.
Whereas when I went down on Community Day for Togetic in Issaquah, we had, 20 people?
Yeah. I mean, the Issaquah community, while very little PvP interest, the Issaquah community is great.
Very active.
The average Pokemon Go player is a grandma. That's a lot of the Issaquah community.
Yeah.
Which is great to see. I love it. It's so refreshing and awesome to see. And they're all like pretty knowledgeable too.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's really cool to see. So, they all know, the ins and outs of Pokemon Go. And as somebody that worked in a phone store where I had to describe how things worked, it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing that they know, I gotta close and reopen the game, and sometimes it just doesn't work, and this and that, and game mechanics or whatever, and
put a lucky egg on. We're about to hit community hour.
So it's so nice. It's honestly so cool. I might be more incentivized to play if we had a community that, I don't know.
But Steven, we got to be the managers of those communities and incentivize people to do stuff. We have to be carry the standard into battle and be like, "Follow me."
No, I mean, I guess the benefit is in Issaquah there are other people that do that, whereas we can kind of just insert ourselves.
We can be the spectator.
And come out. We can kind of just hang out every once in a while. We don't have to be those leaders, whereas no one else is doing that here in our area. So our community kind of just doesn't exist anymore. So,
and if they do, it's small pockets of circles.
It's 2 or 3 people here and there.
Yeah.
So, which I mean is more or less what our area is outside of Pokemon Go. It's very the Seattle freeze is obvious.
Seattle freeze.
It's a social thing where Seattleites don't talk to each other, or Seattleites don't talk to people. Like if you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" whatever in Seattle, people will maybe glance over, and if they're not sure, they're not 100% sure you're talking to them, they'll just keep walking
or ignore you.
Yeah. Well, and ignore you. And then in some spots, like in other cities, apparently that's not at all what happens. They'll say, "Hey, how's it going?" And you can start a conversation with people, which is an absolutely insane concept.
I know, right?
Like that shouldn't happen. As somebody that grew up here outside of Seattle, it's mind-boggling to me that people would actually
Wait, you actually want to talk with me?
You would want to have a conversation? No, thank you. I will participate in the Seattle freeze. I will not have a conversation with people. But I think that's just kind of the way our area is, the fact that we're outside of Seattle, and the fact that we're growing as a suburb of Seattle because of the way that they're doing the housing and everything here. We're very much a suburb of Seattle, which sucks. I could go on a rant about it, but
You're not here for that.
no. The yeah, it's really
The housing market out here is building houses faster than they can put people in it.
Oh no, they can put people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the kinds of people. And then the fact that we have to import employees from other towns
Oh yeah.
here to work jobs because the jobs don't pay enough to allow people to live here and work here.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a lot of places, but, you know, the usual.
6 of 1.
I guess. I guess you can reference that. What's our time? 55 minutes and 55 seconds. All right, let's just call it.
Okay.
I'm tired.
And we've got a busy next couple weeks ahead of us.
Yes. Yes. Do you have you're still working on your team for?
I gotta find someone to trade me a Cresselia.
Do I have a Cresselia? Let me see if I saw my game open. It's the first full weekend of May.
Yep.
Is Portland. Remind me Friday if you can. I need to call into the pizza place there in Portland to see about reserving a space. If we need to reserve
Google.
a space.
Sorry for you those listening on speaker. Set a reminder Friday 5 p.m.
All right, on Friday at 5 p.m. What's the reminder?
Pizza party.
Okay, I'll remind you on Friday at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Google.
I have 2 Cresselia that haven't been traded.
Okay.
Neither of them have grass knot.
I don't care.
I've
If it's
got
good enough, I'll give it a grass knot.
a 1585 and a 1561.
Let's do it.
Okay. Here, I will hand you my phone.
And just trade. You only get one.
Fine.
I'll give you something nice.
Oh, Dallas is putting them up. Way to go.
Do you want a Reggie Lecky, or do you want to wait a special trade for that?
I will do another time for that.
Okay. Ho-Oh, Kyogre, Groudon. Registeel?
You've got a Kyogre. Go
Good.
for a Kyogre. I'm looking for the Hondo. You're not looking for the Hondo, though. So that's the awkward
I have
thing.
a less than 3% chance to get the one I want.
Oh. Right. Because
Your
we're
best
such
friend.
high. Yeah. Watch it be lucky and I give you the Hondo.
Another one?
Have I already given you a Hondo, Cresselia?
No. But
Okay.
someone else gave me one.
Oh, oof.
$14.98.
Is it low attack?
No.
Oh. Is it reasonable, though?
Yes.
Oh.
755.
Is it usable for you?
Level 20 at $14.98.
That's pretty good.
Its ranking is 1041.
But that's including all stats, which you can't necessarily get.
Correct.
So you'd have to plug that into the Go Stadium rank checker to try and figure that out.
That one you just gave me, what did I say it was?
1498.
1041
The 755.
for ranking.
755.
The one I currently have is 1482 and is a 556 at 1936.
Huh? What's its ranking?
The IVs are 5, 5, and 6 at 1482 CP and comes out to 1936 out of 4096.
That's 1936. That's
Worse than the one you just gave me.
Huh?
Worse than the one you just gave me.
So I gave you a better one than what you already have.
Yes.
Nice. You're spitting a lot of numbers at me, and I'm
Oh.
looking at the Kyogre that you gave me. So you gave me an 8, 14, 15.
That might
That
be Ultra League.
that sub Ultra League is 2469. Nice. With 2 power-ups, so
What happens if you power up one more?
25, 27. So a lot.
Oh, that's a big jump.
Yeah. Again, it has 8 in attack, so
Really?
oof.
But yes, anybody that is coming to Portland, if you are not good friends with me,
Build the stall team.
I have 9 Cresselia I can trade.
Do it. Build your stall team.
It's all
it.
ready
Stall-
to go.
stall team
It's
sick.
just the Cresselia.
Is that Cresselia not good enough for you?
I think I can do better.
Try only a couple more times.
I will try it as many times as I have Stardust.
I have one more Cresselia I can trade you later.
We'll see. Maybe I'll do the stall team. Portland, watch out.
Please, please. Please, please. We know a bunch of people are going to be there. Portland, early May. Trying to think of other things that are going on. I don't think there really is a whole lot of other stuff going on.
We have yet to hear if GoFest is happening this year.
Or if it's going to happen here in Seattle.
Place your bets on just remote.
They're going to announce it tomorrow.
You think so?
They might announce it tomorrow. Also, the next community day. No, we won't get the next community day until after Swinub.
Yeah.
What's our... Is it May, June, July is going to be our next season?
The rumored next May. They haven't said May. Or no, there was somewhere I copied a screenshot. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
June will be Axu.
So we don't know what May is, but June's probably going to be Axu.
It's something don't remember because it was uninteresting.
That doesn't surprise me. That June would be Axu, I should say. I should specify. We don't have an announcement on May and June's 2 Sylph metas. We don't have an announcement on what the next season's stuffs is going to be. Are we sure? Is it May, June, July? Season-wise?
What's the
Is that right? Am I speaking out of my...
season? This current season ends at the end of May.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. I didn't think we were that far. I didn't think we had that little left. So, we don't know what May's Community Day is going to be. Do we? No.
No. No, it's Fennekin.
That's right. That's what the leak said. The leak said Fennekin.
Sorry, spoiler.
It's not surprising. It's not all that surprising. If we're getting a starter every 3 months, then doesn't surprise me.
That's pretty normal.
I really like Fennekin. I have a plush Fennekin. Fennekin's really cool. Delmise is a pretty cool concept.
Del Fox,
Yes, Delmise is the ghost.
the anchor,
Yes. It's straight ghost, right?
Ghost Grass.
Right, because it's moss. Moss seaweed.
Which doesn't make sense because it could be Ghost Water.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Or it could have been Ghost Steel.
Realistically, yeah. Could have been a lot of things.
Dynamax for Delmise is a ghost ship.
Yeah. Could have been really cool. So Fennekin in May. We will get May and June's Sylph metas here shortly. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we don't get an announcement tomorrow. GoFest announcements probably also tomorrow. Knowing our luck, even if we pushed this episode back, we pushed this episode back one day. We still didn't get any new big announcement for.
Today's was more or less an apology for messing up on the graphic.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Well, the Stunfisk event announcement was today too.
That was today. Okay.
Which is neat, but
Go out there and catch yourself some mud, boys.
yes.
May, the month, or April, the month of Mud Boys.
Ground yourself. Connect with the earth.
Go touch grass.
Yeah, I guess so. Do the things, all the stuff. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I've been a boy in the woods. That's been Rocket Admin J.
Hey, that's me.
Follow us on Twitter at battle_science. Join our Discord. It's open to the public. It's very casual and very quiet. I don't blame you if you don't. Whatever. At
Come
this
hang
point.
out and listen to us complain about stuff.
If you want to. YouTube.com/C/battlescience. Podcast services around the globe. JC's going to pat HR. He's going to bump into the mic stand.
Head scritches.
And make sounds. I do love my dog. Parker is wonderful, but he gets a little nosy sometimes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will catch you in 2 weeks for hopefully a regularly scheduled Battle Science podcast. I have no idea.
The week of the Portland.
Yes, that week. I need to request those days off.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. We will catch you out there on the battlefield.